welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of the broadcast. Welcome back to the WardiTV Monday number 73. We just wrapped up with our initial two series with our first quarterfinals match and our semifinals, and getting through those matches. Cure, I almost said Clem. Cure, he's made his way through into the grand finals, and he's waiting for the winner of this series of herO versus SHIN. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Este Bramo in the chat. Due to new job, I finally get to see Lights Cast live. I needed this. Let's go. Happy to hear that you have a new job. Happy to hear, baby. Hope all is going well, and we're here for some more StarCraft. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So we're jumping into our first series, into our PvZ SHIN versus herO. Let's go. Vámonos, baby. Vámonos. Coming into this, I still have a really hard time placing SHIN. Like, SHIN, he's a very irregular in these open cups. Like, he plays every now and then, and he can pop off. He's actually very similar to herO, actually, where SHIN, he has some really high highs and some lower lows. He can be a very spiky player and can be very crazy in his own rights. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg representing himself, currently teamless. It is SHIN. Going for what? Going for the hatch block. Let's go. Drone is being sent across the map. SHIN, he's very fond of this build. He does it very often in ZVP. He does go hatch first, into a second hatchery across the map, into a gas pool. It's a very greedy build, and ideally SHIN wants to force an overreaction. He wants to force the boys to be pulled. He wants herO to overreact to this expansion, to the hatchery. So SHIN, he's just waiting for his resources, mining more minerals before moving in. And there it is, 200 minerals. Now we can commit. Heads for the base location and blocks the expansion. Bam! There we go. Does block the Nexus. And remember, it was hatch first. Hatch, then into hatchery, then into gas pool. Boys are being pulled. Already a good reaction here for SHIN. This is what he wanted. He wants the boys to be pulled. He wants a herO to lose mining time. And he wants an inefficient start and a shaky start for herO. The quote-unquote cleaner response to this is just go for a second gateway, pump out his zealots, and just focus this down. Making 2 zealots and then going for the adept follow-up. Here, damage is being done economically. And SHIN is satisfied. Does cancel. Does cancel in time. Again, that was, what, 7 probes off the mineral line. And herO did not make a zealot. Ooh. Did not make a zealot here. What does that mean? That means there's no counterattack, right? There's no threat to counterattack. There's no second gateway either. There's not much for herO to really threaten. SHIN just expands. SHIN does go for his own third base back at home. And the pressure is now on herO. As the drone is still alive. Shouldn't get much done here. Just on patrol, checking for tech. Ideally, the drone spots either the Twilight Council or the Stargate, whatever is the tech of choice. Speaking of, there it is, Stargate, and the drone does confirm. So SHIN, he's aware of the Stargate. He's aware of the Oracle. He's aware of the standard opener. Now, the opener may look standard here. I mean, obviously, it's a disrupted, inefficient opener, but we're getting there. herO, he's more than happy, more than willing to mix things up and go into, say, like second Stargate, Mass Oracle, Stargate, Void Ray into Fleet Beacon, into Tempest Rush, into Carrier Rush. Like, herO can be a very chaotic player, especially when he knows that he's behind. herO does threaten the shade. 2 adepts taking 1-shot drones. herO does threaten a dive. Oh. Breaks in, gets 1, gets 2 lings. Not bad. Doesn't lose any adept. Oracles are on the way. herO does wall up. And from here, we are waiting to see the timing of the Twilight Council. Does he get it early? Does he get it late? Does he get it on time? As we have a second Oracle on the way, no Void Rays. herO is more concerned with getting damage done. Threading another shade. Yes, here it does rotate. Does rotate. Behind this, we do have an early Evo chamber out of SHIN. SHIN going into early +1 melee. This is indicative here of Ling Hydra. This typically means that SHIN wants to skip roaches. He wants to skip roaches and skip banelings. It means that if herO had gone into glaive adepts, then damage could have been done here. But herO expands, claiming the forward third. This is a very unusual third location, by the way. It's often not taken, but okay. You have my attention. herO. No surprises here. There's that melee upgrade that we did mention. That's typically what +1 melee, +1, the early Evo chamber leads to is +1 melee. Oracles dip in, 3 drones go down. And there's no Twilight Council. Their base is done. We should have seen one by now. We see why. Extra depth warp ins. And that's a 4th Oracle. We're making 5. Jesus. Now we see where all the gas is being spent. I was confused. I was like, where's the Twilight Council? Where's the Forge? Where's the +1? Where are the upgrades? Where's the tech? Well, all that gas is being spent on extra Oracles. So herO is going mass Oracle. We did mention this is one of the possibilities that herO does like mixing in. Boys are being pulled. Adepts, they are somewhat trade here. 4, 5 drones going down. Oh my god. They shoot into the natural as well. More boys are being pulled. And we're getting up to 7, almost 8. 8 drone kills. Not bad out of herO. Yeah, not bad at all. Lings, they're forced to counterattack. Back at home, we got 5 Oracles. Soon to be 6. Oracles get spotted. We don't leave one at home to defend. Uh-oh. Yeah, the battery's trying to help out. The boys are being pulled. Messy defense here from herO, but he wants to get it across the map. He wants to kill that spore. He wants to kill the queens. Queen is targeted. Gets a queen. Gets a spore. We'll lose 1 Oracle in the process. It does lose 1. Goes to the economy. Jesus. Getting 12 drones. 12 drones go down, but the Lings. Oh, and this wasn't worth it. Yeah, this was not worth it for herO. Remember, herO, he chose not to leave 1 Oracle at home to defend. He could have. He chose not to leave it, and those Lings, they got 14 probe kills. Yes, herO got 12 drones, but that doesn't matter. Not anymore. Double fleet beacon? Oh no. Messy follow-up here, going into triple Stargates. herO, he's all over the place. He's losing more Oracles. Ay, ay, ay. Desperate for damage. He finds some, but oh god, he's still losing Oracles. It's gonna be 7 drones going down. SHIN is building up into mass Hydra. Remember, Ling Hydra's on the way. And herO is rushing into carrier. So carrier rush here for herO. I mean, it can work. It can work if given time. The problem is that SHIN's not the kind of player to just stay idle. Like, I see SHIN pushing soon. He's joining up to 68. He's massing up Hydras as we speak. I'm not so certain that SHIN is going to back off and drone up to 80. But we'll see. That's what herO's hoping for. He wants SHIN to drone. He wants SHIN to just back off and drone up and saturate and take his time. SHIN, he has not made a drone in quite some time, by the way. 68 workers, that's all we have so far. You know, 34 more Lings on the way, more Hydras. And SHIN, he should be able to push before Critical Mass Carrier. Should be able to. Bearing in mind the herO won't have any splash damage, right? No Colossus, no Disruptors, no Storm. It's purely vanilla adept carrier. Ice scouting. No shot. Oh, he gets revealed. Yeah, carrier is revealed. SHIN. He's now aware. Oh, he's droning. Oh god. I guess he missed his window. This would have been it though. This would have been his timing to push now. But upon seeing the Stargate, upon seeing the carrier, he drones and he gets a Spire. He's giving herO a way in. SHIN lacking confidence here. Again, there was only 2 carriers. I feel like SHIN could have gone for the kill, but now it's too late. Now it's too late. SHIN, he chose to drone. He chose to saturate. SHIN, he's not going for a timing attack. And herO, he's building up into 5, soon to be 6 carriers. He's getting there. So here he's done it. He's gone away with his initial follow-up. SHIN is still droning. As he postures, but it's too late. Like, at this point, it is too late. Now we see herO taking up. There's a Twilight Council for the first time at almost 10 minutes. This should lead into a Temple Archives and Storm. Splash damage is the big thing that herO is missing. And SHIN might still pull this off, by the way. He is maxed. He's maxed out. He's collapsing in. Without storms, Mass Hydra can still do well. Banelings are waddling in. They're trying to. Hydras are being focused down. And it looks like there aren't enough Hydras. It's getting close, though. Interceptors, they focus on the Hydras one after the other. Hydras, they kite back. We're running out of interceptors. We're running out. Lings, they flood in. Okay. Lings, they flood into the main. All these Hydras should fall. Yeah, again, there are not enough Hydras here. The Lings, they get 6 probe kills in the main base, but they won't get much else. And herO holds. Oh. herO, he does hold on. Yeah, cleans up all the Hydras. Again, if this had hit when herO only had 2 or 3 carriers, different story, but SHIN did choose to join up. And this was an expensive trade. Looking at the trade here, SHIN, he lost 24 Hydras. He bled out a lot of Lings, a lot of Banelings. He only killed 11 probes, didn't really deal much economic damage. Remember, herO has a 4th expansion up and running as well. And herO, he retained almost every carrier. I mean, I say that. He retained every carrier. Not a single carrier went down. Oh, Lings do slip in again. Now, SHIN is going to mass Corruptor. That is true. He's going to have 20, I want to say. Yeah, 20 Corruptors. It is a decent amount. Currently, where is the support for herO? herO, he never got the Temple Archives. A bit of a lapse in judgment here. So here, he has a Twilight Council. He never got the Archives. He does not have Storm yet. He does not have Archons yet. There it is. He does now notice it is late. The reason why it's late is because of the Ling Run-By, right? The Ling Run-By, the attack did distract herO. So big delay on the tech. And this means that there's a bigger window in time where Mass Corruptor can actually excel. Before there are Archons, before there's Storm, Corruptors can overwhelm the carrier. I mean, ideally, Corruptor Viper would be ideal. Banelings are rolling in. Ooh. Connecting with the side defense. Carriers do react. So 1 carrier gets picked up, gets 1, gets 2. Not bad. Picks off 2 carriers. Lings, they come in once again. They slip in from behind. Going for more economic damage. There's still no stack defense here, and there's still no wall. The wall is open, pappy. herO. And this is getting damage. It's getting damage here. 6, 7 probes falling. Corruptors are hunting for another carrier. He does spot the Oracle. He wants something more. The army is clumped. And SHIN, he won't find a carrier. Oh, does get the Oracle though. Oracle goes down. Lings pull away. Massive Void Rays is building up here for herO. And he finally has Storm. So Storm is done. He has a High Templar. He has no Archons yet, so this army is still lacking for herO, but he's slowly perfecting his army with Void Rays, with High Templar, and eventually with Archons as well. Yeah, well, that's 35 Corruptors. Oh my god. He commits. Yeah, he commits in. He 2-shots the Mothership. Mothership goes down. He 2-shots carriers as well. Down to 26, 25. Oh, the Void Rays punished. Oh my god, the Void Rays, they just go to town. Jesus. Void Rays, they traded well, but what's important though is the economy. Another 15 probe kills. And even though herO survives, he did bleed out a lot of carriers to the mothership and Void Rays as well. Did bleed out some units. And SHIN still has an economy. He's somewhat remaxing. He doesn't have the best economy. He only has 75 workers. Like, his droning is a little bit lackluster. His economy isn't quite there. But he is remaxing though. Back up to 26 corruptors, soon to be 31. Zealots are surrounded. Corruptors looking for the dive. They get the Tempest. Tempest goes down. Void Ray as well. Yeah, and here is just being picked apart. He's being picked apart at this point. Ooh, losing another Void Ray. Losing far too much. Ling's emitted once again. And it's just been the harassing, the non-stop Ling run-bys, Ling counterattacks, Hydras, Corruptors. The non-stop counterattacks have been too much. The fleet beacon goes down, and hero's all in. Here, he's completely all in. He knows he can no longer defend. He's going for one last-ditch effort, one last-ditch push. This is all he has left. He's got 5 carriers, 3 Void Rays. It's barely an army. Got out. Corruptors, they turn back around. Nice storm. Yeah, nice storms. Corruptors, they commit in. They break through the Void Rays. GG gets called, and SHIN takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. SHIN, he does take a lead in the series. And again, herO, he just had a very rocky start here, winding it back. If you remember, herO, where did this all begin? This all began with the 5, I think up to 6 oracles. 6 oracles. They committed across the map, and he chose not to defend at home. He chose not to leave 1 oracle defensively, so even though, if you remember, herO, he killed, was it 12 to 14 drones, he lost up to 12 to 14 probes back at home. So despite getting economic damage, he sustained a lot of damage back at home as well, and he lost the oracles. He lost his tech units, everything that he had built up towards, and also the economy at home. So from that moment, herO fell behind. If you remember, there was a window in time where SHIN could have gone for an earlier push. When herO only had 2 carriers, SHIN could have committed. Once SHIN realized what was happening, he chose not to commit. He chose to drone up instead and throw it in the Spire, and went into a longer and later game, which was risky. I will say that was risky. That did give herO the opportunity to recover and to build up an army. But it was, again, the run-bys, the counterattacks. herO, he had a very hard time walling off his natural, and there was just so much harassment there, so much counterattacks from SHIN, pulling herO apart, crippling the economy and the army. GG. GG, well played. Aye. GG, well played here, as SHIN does take a lead in the series, and now we're going to be getting to game number 2. Let's go. And here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Mothership, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. Representing T1, it is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the bottom side of Mothership. We have the South Korean Zerg player leading the series 1-0. It is SHIN. Here we go. As herO does scout top right, looking for his opponent. And we'll eventually find SHIN. Eventually. Setting up his wall. Likewise, SHIN, he sends his first overlord at top right, and it will take a little bit longer for him to find his opponent as well. Welcome to Mothership. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised that we load in here. Mothership is very often vetoed, especially in ZVP. So this is a rarer site. This is a rarer treat here for herO versus SHIN. Let's go. Let us go. Now, this is a larger map in the map pool, longer rush distance by ground. Of course, it is a 3-player swarm map. Because it's so large, I would say that muta play is viable here. It is an option that SHIN has available to him. This time, SHIN does not go for the hatch block. He's going for a much more standard opener, so herO can have a cleaner early game as opposed to game 1. True. go. I see some comments in the chat. I mean, bearing in mind that herO was also playing from behind to begin with. Remember, that's why I try to emphasize that herO, he did begin that game with 6 oracles. That's why his tech was delayed. That's why his I mean, mainly his tech was very, very late that game, because he committed into 6 oracles, and it was not worth it. It was not worth it. herO did fall behind early on. It was playing catch up, and one of the desperation moves that he went for to play catch up was Mass Carrier. There's context as to why that decision was made. There's context as to why herO did go for that. And again, because SHIN wasn't quite able to punish as quickly as he would have liked to, again, there was definitely potential there for herO, and he did recover that game. I would say that if herO, if he had a stronger defense when it came to warping in and walling off his natural and having units in position against the Ling round buys, that he could have had a much stronger late game there as well. But again, he was torn apart. It was the Ling round buys that really secured and sealed the deal there for SHIN. The round buys, the counterattacks, just ensuring that herO's economy was low. That's also explains as to why, like, we had less gateways, less warp-ins, less of a reinforcing army as well. But here we go, we're getting to our next game, and so far it's going to be a Stargate opener out of herO, opening up Stargate, and so far should be opening up Oracle. We'll see if he does go for a Void Ray opener instead. We'll keep eyes on herO. Ling does slip in, and SHIN confirms the Stargate. Does confirm the tech of choice. Here we are building up. Once again, this game we're going to be looking for the follow-up tech from herO. As he takes his third base, we'll keep an eye on the Twilight Council and the Forge. We'll see if he throws them down. We'll see if and when we get our Twilight Council. Last game, one of the big signs and one of the big things that did tip us off when it comes to his Mass Oracle build was the lack of Twilight Council. As Lings they commit in, Adepts they get 1 drone kill so far, just the one. 1 drone goes down, Oracle moves out. So far, SHIN is keeping up. Meanwhile, herO did just throw away 2 Adepts, so SHIN can counterattack. No Adepts. There's no Adepts back at home, at least not at the third base. Lings, they do poke in. Thankfully, there is an Oracle just in time to defend the third. So herO's in position. Early Twilight Council out of herO. Now, based on this Twilight Council timing, it does look like Glaive Adepts. We'll keep an eye on any earlier Forge. We'll keep an eye on the gateways. We'll keep an eye on the tech. Now, technically, oh, hello. We have a Forge. Okay, so earlier Council, earlier Forge. I'm leaning more towards Charge now. Glaive should not be an option. You don't get a Forge alongside Glaive Adepts. I'm leaning more towards Charge. We'll see if he goes into Blink. Show us what you got as we're building up into an earlier upgrade. Show us what you got. So herO does have the resources. Yep, there it is. Early Charge. Again, because the earlier Twilight Council, earlier Charge was a greater kind of choice here, a greater option. It's hyper aggressive, of course, and this is designed to catch a player skipping out on tech. If SHIN were to skip out on roaches, he'd be in danger, but he does get a Roach Warren. Okay, so safety Roach Warren out of SHIN. SHIN, he did not get back into the main. He's currently unaware as to the timing of the tech, but he's playing safe nonetheless. Now, the tech, the Roach Warren is great and all, but does he actually make roaches? That's the big question here. Does he actually make any safety units? How does he build up? As things they poke in, the shield battery is not yet done. Gets us around on the Stalker. Not bad. And the Stalker barely gets picked up. Lings they pull away. Zealots are being kept hidden. He sees! No, that should not have happened. Oh, so he does herO. He does realize Zealots already. SHIN knows. SHIN knows back at home. Roaches are amassing as we speak. He's fully aware of the charge timing that's coming his way. And we see herO, he immediately techs up. He techs up, gases are on the way, Templar Archives as well, working towards that Archon Storm follow-up. Zealots are moving up. Remember, SHIN knows. He's fully aware. He's massing up roaches as we speak. If herO could keep this hidden, then there's a higher chance that SHIN drones, right? There's a higher chance that SHIN takes the 4th base and drones up. If that were to happen, then SHIN could have been caught with his pants down. As I'll say, moving on the right hand side. Roaches are in position. SHIN does shut down the army. And behind this, SHIN building up in a Roach Hydra, and SHIN did not get a fourth base. Ooh, okay, didn't get a fourth base, instead delaying the fourth base in favor of the Hydra Den, in favor of the Hydra production, building up in a Roach Hydra, and SHIN, he might not drone up that fourth. He might cut workers here at 3 bases and commit. And I believe there should be a window. There should be a timing where SHIN can push before there's any further tech here, before this storm. Yeah. As more Hydras are amassing. Zalse do hit the third. Queens, they're buying time. And here they come. We got Drop Lords on the way. We have Drop Lords. As we mentioned, this base is just for Larva. It's just for Larva. SHIN, he's all in. He's going for the 3 base all in, rushing across the map. More Hydras, more Roaches, and it's going to be a very tight hold here for herO. These Zelts are buying time. They're distracting. They're pulling the Roaches all the way to the top right-hand corner of the map. This is delaying the all-in from SHIN. So nice delay. This army would otherwise already be here. It would already be here knocking down the front door. So big delay. herO's buying time. Storm is still not quite done. He needs a couple more seconds. There's a Chrono. Chrono on Storm. 12 seconds. 10. Yeah, he needs a little bit more time. Looks like Storm does finish in time. He's got 3. Yeah, 1, 2 Storms. There's 1 Storm left. Zoning back the army. Zalse do hit the 3rd base. Queen's getting caught out as well. Ooh, and SHIN turned around. Yeah, SHIN, he does turn around for a moment. There's soon to be 2 Storms left. SHIN can still pull this off. Ooh, there's 1 Storm. I believe there's 1 Storm remaining. Stasis gets baited. SHIN has a greater concave. And SHIN, he can still pull this off. He can still pull this off here. Again, there's only 1 Storm left. And there it is. Decent connection. And we do have 3 Immortals, true. Yeah, the Immortal count's quite high. Hydras that start stepping in. Trying to get on top of the Immortals. 1 Immortal is going to go down. Oh, but massive blink. Yeah, massive blink on the army. And here he completely cleans up the right-hand flank. The Immortals survive. Yeah, herO holds. Here he does hold on. He shuts down the all-in. It just took too long. It took far too long here. The Storms bought time for the Immortals as well. And GG gets called. The all-in fails, and we're going all the way to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We're going all the way to game 3. Again, SHIN, he had a lot of potential with that all-in, but unfortunately we saw that herO, he was able to buy a lot of time, or I should say, respect to herO, he was able to distract the army. Again, when we saw the Roaches approaching top right-hand corner of the map, I mean, they could have already been pushing into the natural. There definitely could have been a timing there where SHIN could have hit pre-storm. Could hit pre-storm, but again, he was distracted. He was dragged away. herO, he bought precious seconds for Storm to finish, and then Storm bought time for the Immortals to finish as well. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends in game 3 on Tourmaline. Let's go. Whew. Let us go. Loading into game 3. Again, a very intense back and forth here in game 2, with initially herO being the aggressor and then SHIN being the aggressor. Back and forth. But here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner here of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg. It is SHIN. Here we go. We are going to be building up. We do see a drone is not sent across the map this time. Oh, I switched soon. There we go. SHIN, calm down. You're going for the forward base. Okay, it's been a while. Yo, I'm getting almost at Winter Madness. Oh my god, what was the name of that map? Jesus. I just delete map names from my memory once we get past the season. Like God damn it. But this is a setup typically here for an all-in. This typically is kind of foreshadowing to a German taxi, to walk across the map. We'll see if SHIN does decide to commit here. I'm looking up Sparking Tuna Cup games from like a year ago. Let's see. Let's see, early 2025. For now, standard opener out of herO. Does go for the standard opener. SHIN going hatch gas pool. Everything's looking normal so far. Ultra Love, that's it. This is very Ultra Love. That's what I was looking for. The map that had like red and blue kind of like sides to the map itself. But on Ultra Love, it was also very similar, where if you ever took the forward base, then it would typically signify an all-in, and it's typically a German taxi or a Roach Queen walker across the map. The rationale for that is because the creep is going to be spreading that much faster. Now, the question is, does SHIN commit? On the one hand, herO, upon seeing this, should be playing very safe. Like, he should be going for a much safer style and safer build. We could go for early Twilight Council into early Blink. If you remember, that was very common. On Ultra Love, is going Stargate Opener into a third base, into a faster Twilight Council, into early Blink before the Forge. What does that mean? That means that Blink would finish in time for the all-in. So you could have defensive Blink Stalkers. So we'll see how safely herO does decide to play. We'll see if SHIN is even aggressive. True. So now we are saturating. We're building up. SHIN shaking with a third. Slipping into the main. I'll slip in. We already have a safety battery here at the natural. Jesus. herO is playing safe. As things they just slip by. Link speed kicks in. SHIN, he moves out. Behind this, SHIN is droning. Bear that in mind. But he's hoping to find some damage here. Full wall. Oh, never mind. Breaks down the wall. Okay. Yeah, the wall is broken. The battery should defend against this, though. This shouldn't get much done. Yeah. We have the Oracle, we have the Adepts. Some cheeky damage out of SHIN. But this third base is late. Again, we're getting we're getting a second pylon low ground, we're getting a shield battery, getting another gateway as well. I mentioned earlier that that herO has to respect this kind of setup here, but he's respecting it too much. Like, he's setting up too early, too soon. Going for a very early Twilight Council before expansion. Now, I did mention earlier in the lead up to this how there is a build where you can get early Blink, early Twilight Council and early Blink to defend against an all-in, but it wouldn't be this early. So I'm leaning more towards Glaives here. I'm leaning towards Glaives, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on herO. Adepts, they threaten the Shade. Lings, they catch the Adepts. Queens, they threaten the Oracle. And it is going to, in fact, be that early Blink build. Okay. This Twilight Council is very early, but mainly in comparison to the third, because the third is late, right? The third is late, so the Twilight Council looks early. As I mentioned before, this does mean that Blink is going to be done in time if SHIN commits into like a Roach all-in, but SHIN is going into Banelings. Okay. Interesting. So SHIN, I'm sure he recognizes how late the expansion is. Banelings is very safe. This tells me that if it was Glaive Adepts, SHIN would have an answer to it, but it's not Glaives. So I actually favor herO coming into this kind of game state here. There's no early Eva Chamber, so late +1 melee. There's no Roach Warren. There's a safety Baneling Nest. SHIN doesn't really have much to work with. He's stuck on like 0/0 Link Queen. No shot, he just walks across the map. He may. Yeah, he's going for it. Okay. It's going to be a Link Queen Bane all-in. Interesting. But remember, because of the build of herO, because of the defensive build, Blink is going to be done in time. Blink is going to be done in time. The queens are walking across the map. Remember, SHIN is all in. And I'm not entirely convinced by this, but we'll see. If SHIN can like force a fight out in the open, then maybe. But I feel like SHIN is he's just playing into herO's hands. herO's already got his battery. Second battery's on the way. Blink is now done. And now he has that much more of an efficient army here. Aliens are making their way into the middle line. herO does pull away. Nice reaction. Very nice force field. Oh my god. And hero's offended. Like, just like that, here he shuts down all the lings. He shuts down all the banelings. Queens are exposed. And with good enough blink control, which herO does have, he should not lose any stalkers. There we go. Nice control. He blinks away. Takes out all the queens. And SHIN, he has nothing left. SHIN, he has nothing left here. SHIN, he's now taking up, going for the Hydrogen. It's too little too late, baby. Not like this. And here is snowballing out of control. He's snowballing out of control. He's moving out across the map. Again, herO was just playing very safe this game. I would say too safe. But SHIN went for the all-in, so it was worth it. it was worth it in the end. Lings, they try to collapse in. Once again, a nice blink control. Shuts down the Zerglings, shuts down the queens. And GG gets called. herO overwhelms, and herO, he will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very, very awkward series is what I will say. Very aggressive series, very unorthodox. If you're out there, if you're trying to learn ZVP, I would say do not learn from this series, because there was a lot of mind games. There was a lot of back and forth between both herO and SHIN, a lot of metagaming going on as well. As I mentioned before, leading into this game, SHIN, he had already kind of like telegraphed his all-in by going for the forward expansion, and herO respected it very, very heavily. He went for such a late third expansion, early shield battery, early gateways as well, early Twilight Council, early blink. Like, herO was playing as that's like almost as safe as you can be. And SHIN kind of met him where he wanted to. Like, SHIN, he committed into an all-in, and herO was more than ready for it. So unfortunately, like, as soon as we saw that SHIN wasn't getting a Roach Warren, I was like, oh, is he just gonna drone? But there was no Evo chamber, so SHIN, he wasn't macroing up. He committed to the all-in. Again, it was just a little bit too obvious, and herO was more than prepared. GG, well played. Clutch force field. If you remember, he had already pulled the boys. I feel like even without the force field, I think he would have been fine. Like, Banelings, they trade so poorly against Stalkers. They can't really kind of break that position. But GG nonetheless. Clutch moves nonetheless here from herO. And again, he was just well set up ahead of time. Well set up ahead of time, and that leads us into the grand finals. Into the grand finals here, it's going to be a best of five between herO and Cure. Let's go.